Hey everybody, it's Stampede TV here, and we're going to do another episode of Ahsoka. Now, as you're about to see, I kind of changed the format of my videos because I got copyrighted for the last one. But trust me when I say that it's going to be the same content, different feel. Please like, subscribe, and comment about this episode, and share this video with your friends. We start off the episode with Hera and the Republicans coming down to the planet Ahsoka and Sabine were on. Hera gets off the Ghost and checks ahead of her son to see if there's any danger, and at first there isn't. But she then finds out that Hu Yang is clutching Sabine's helmet in his robot-y hands. He does a very sad "I told you so."
I told them to stay together.
Told you so.
That's when we cut back to where we left off in episode 4, where Ahsoka's in the world between worlds. She can't believe her eyes as she sees her old master, Anakin Skywalker, directly across from her, not having aged a single day since the last time she's seen him. I mean, as Anakin, of course. We all know Ahsoka saw Vader in Rebels, so the last time they met technically wasn't in Clone Wars. But personally, I think it's easiest to treat Anakin and Vader as two different characters, so. Anakin claims to have one last lesson to teach Snips, and he draws his lightsaber to fight. And naturally, Ahsoka doesn't want to. I mean, this is her master, her friend. They haven't seen each other in over 25 years. But Anakin, persistent as ever, lunges in on an attack. I guess she still has a lot to learn. We cut back to Hera's group, who's trying to find out a way to locate Hera and Sabine. But they've got jack shit. I mean, Valen destroyed the only map to the other galaxy, so they're pretty much done. They're gonna need a new plan. And that plan comes in the form of little Jason here. So apparently this little side character hears a lightsaber battle going off in the ocean. Instead of beating Jason's ass and telling him that he's a schizo, like a responsible parent would, Hera takes a listen for herself. And I know she cannot hear shit, okay? Come on. We are not making Hera a Jedi too. Jason, that's okay. He's a new character. Well, not new, but like, you know, he might as well be. He only got that one scene in Rebels. Well, what I'm saying is that it's okay for Jason to learn the Force, but you can't just dump it on Hera too. I mean, we're barely getting past Sabine here. Are they really just giving Force powers to anyone that can close their eyes these days? I mean, come on. Might as well give Wilro Hood Force lightning at this point. And if you're wondering who Wilro Hood is, I just looked up obscure Star Wars character, and he popped up, so. Short side note, but I love how, like, the LEGO games would always have the most obscure characters. Like, as you're, like, unlocking. Like, you know, the LEGO games, there's, like, LEGO Marvel, LEGO Batman, LEGO Star Wars. All three of them had, like, really obscure characters from, like, each individual franchise. Like, you could tell that, like, fans made these games. It's great. Alright, back to the show. So, the Republicans trust Jason and head out to sea to go look for Ahsoka. We cut back to Ahsoka and Anakin's fight, and as Ahsoka's starting to gain the upper hand, Anakin cuts the ground in half, drops her into a Clone Wars battle scene. Now, before we talk about that, I just gotta say that this fight is amazing. The coordination of the lightsaber fight is just so flawless. It's so, what's the word? Elegant? I mean, wow, great job. And it gets even better after. I just love this scene so much because when Ahsoka initially falls, like, you still think that she's an adult. Like, it took me a while. Like, I was watching it. She hits the floor, and she's already a kid at this time. But you don't really notice it until she stands up. I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but it was just a really cool scene. Plus, I really like foggy, trenchy war scenes. Is that Captain Rex? Hold up. So Ahsoka's pretty down at seeing all the wounded clones in the infirmary. But Anakin explains to him that we have to adjust to the times, and, you know, sure, Jedi are supposed to be some, like, peacekeeping kind warriors, but right now, we don't need that. Right now, we need soldiers. This is a war, and if you want to win, some people are going to have to get hurt. And as we know, although Anakin doesn't know it at the time, the militarization of the Jedi is the exact thing that spread them thin enough, that got them weak enough for the Emperor to wipe them all out. I mean, Jedi aren't even supposed to be fighting. Oh, it is Captain Rex back there. Look at him. But yeah, Jedi aren't even supposed to be fighting, period, which is kind of like bullshit because they've been doing it throughout all Star Wars history. I mean, who wants to read about Jedi sitting on their ass like Gandhi? Like, come on. It's called Star Wars. Wars, not Twinkle's tea time. But yeah, light retcon of Ahsoka being so adamant of not fighting. I mean, Christ, they're robots. I mean, this isn't exactly morally ambiguous. They're just droids. Kill them. Hell, it's not even killing. It's more like unplugging a PC. But yeah, great visuals on Vader here. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Ahsoka goes back to fighting Anakin, and just the flash of the light from Anakin to Vader is it's just amazing. But yeah, we skip a couple years deeper into the Clone Wars, and everything I just said about robots is thrown out the window because she's fighting living, breathing, fleshy Mandalorians. And Ahsoka's dicing them up like tomatoes. Also, I'm really glad that Rex got speaking lines. Although I was really just happy for the cameo. I mean, they didn't have to give it to him.
We'll secure the perimeter. Come on, let's go!
If you've noticed, one of the changes I made is that I actually am watching these episodes as I make the script. Like, I'd say I watch about like 5 minutes, couple scenes, and then I say a little something into the mic, and I go back and watch some more. I kind of did this to avoid sounding scripted. Pretty much all this stuff I'm saying is right off the dome, in real time as I'm watching these. So back to the Mando battle. Anakin shows up and clearly doesn't believe that Ahsoka learned anything because he's back to fighting her, even though Ahsoka's murdering people without a second thought, just like Anakin taught her to. Anakin and Ahsoka continue to fight, and throughout this, he keeps asking her whether or not she wants to live or die. And Ahsoka keeps giving these ambiguous, half-assed answers, like when you ask someone where they want to go for lunch, and they're all like, I don't know, but once you suggest a place, they all got these opinions all of a sudden. But yeah, it seems like Ahsoka's debating whether or not she should go back, if she should continue struggling, fighting, living. And it's not until the end of the fight where we realize that Anakin wasn't trying to hurt Ahsoka at any point. He was just giving her one last lesson, to not give up. To not walk away this time. To stay by her friends' sides, even if things aren't looking so good. And eventually, Ahsoka does choose life. She then wakes up in the middle of the ocean and is brought aboard to safety. Once Ahsoka wakes up from unconsciousness, they give her what's left of the map to the other galaxy. Ahsoka, knowing that Sabine touched this, uses the Force to draw out its memories and find out exactly what happened after she got pushed into the ocean. Despite knowing this information, we still have no possible way of getting to the other galaxy, so Ahsoka has an idea. She decides to use the Force to connect to one of the Purgles, space whales, which are beings that can biologically jump into hyperspace. It seems like Ahsoka hopes to use their knowledge of migratory pathways in order to get to the next universe. Some Republic officials show up and ask the reasonable question of where 4 Republic ships have been for the past week. And that one dude from The Mandalorian stalls her for as long as he possibly can, but eventually, he just tells her the truth. But it turns out that she's pretty chill like that, and just lets Ahsoka and the Purgles hop over to the next galaxy. Now, I don't know if I forgot to mention this, but Ahsoka drove the ship into the mouths of one of these Purgles. The mouths. Talking about I don't know where they're going, I don't know what the future holds for me, blah blah blah. Ahsoka, you are putting Hu Yang in danger. Do not mess with the best boy. But anyway, they hop into one of these Purgles' mouths and fly away. Off into the unknown reaches of space. This is where the episode ends, and it kind of reminds me of the end of Star Wars Rebels, where a very similar thing happened, except now we're on our way to resolve that unfinished arc. But we'll figure it all out next episode, which is likely mainly going to be from Sabine's point of view. But yeah, as for the contents of this episode and the review portion of the video, it's a fan service episode. I mean, it's great. And yeah, a lot of people don't like fan service, and even for me, like, it's annoying if it's in your facey. Marvel. Mandalorian Season 3. Ooh, sorry. But yeah, the episode's great. We get some flashbacks to the good old Clone Wars, Captain Rex, some random background characters that, like, I'm pretty sure I should know, but I don't. Siege of Mandalore. I'm pretty sure they even mentioned Princess Leia at some point, but I don't know. But yeah, it's a solid episode. Now, there is one criticism I have to make. I've said it before, and I will say it again. Dude, we have 2 episodes left in the series. There's this thing that happens with TV shows, and I like to call it the She-Hulk effect. It's when they have big storylines and plots going around in the background of the series, and they don't bother to address it until like the final couple of episodes, and it becomes a big, overbloated mess. And it felt like it came out of absolutely nowhere. But it's not really a choice, because we need that season finale, right? But Rick and Morty did it. Disenchantment did it. She-Hulk did it to perfection. But these quote-unquote reveals always feel just so out of place, so like disappointing, because they either tease you with something and be like, haha, you need to wait a year to figure out how this ends, or it's extremely disappointing and kind of random. But yeah, between Ezra and Thrawn, this show has a lot of work cut out for it. And unless the finale's an Oppenheimer, Wolf of Wall Street monster of a movie, I don't know how we're going to flesh out both of these characters in time for curtains. I mean, come on, we don't even have an established backstory for Balin's skull or Shin-Hati. And what about some witch lady? What's her deal? I mean, yeah, we got Balin's motivation now, but to be honest, I'm going to need some flashbacks here, just to clear things up a little bit. And as the show is coming to an end, remember what I said about Ezra and Sabine. Remember it, that fight is coming, okay? They are going to fight together, alright? You heard it here. Don't you guys worry, Fiona and Cake is still coming in, like, weeks. Like, I'm probably going to finish Ahsoka before I start Fiona and Cake reviews, but, you know, by then the show will probably be over, but I'll just take it from the top. Episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to try and start covering Rick and Morty Season 7 when that starts coming out, so get ready for that. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for making it this far in. I appreciate every single like, comment, and share on these videos, and I have a great time making them, so it's nice to know at least someone's watching. I was kind of thinking of doing a Disenchantment series, but, like, That show is kind of ass, not even gonna lie. But that's my childhood. You know that shit came out 5 years ago?
What's happening? My magic, it's gone! Fiona, help me!
Damn, I'm getting old. I was freaking 12 when that shit came out. It's honestly hard to imagine, really. I don't even want to look at when Big Mouth came out, okay? But regarding Disenchantment, I don't really like Simpsons humor. It's a little too slapsticky, a little too awkward. I don't know. I probably won't. Plus, I mean, Netflix drops all the episodes of every series, like, on the same day. So, it's pretty hard to review. Everyone binges it anyway, so... Netflix knows what's up. Well, now I'm rambling, okay? Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you around.
Ey, Ross,